See this website and how cool it looks? This is Alan Menken's website, the composer behind a lot of Disney music that many of us grew up with. But what really makes this site special isn't the colors or the typography, it's the interaction. Hover over a panel and it expands smoothly. Video and music live inside the layout. The interface itself feels like it was designed to move. So what I'm going to do is recreate this exact interaction style with Google Stitch and Google AntiGravity. Instead of the Disney theme, I'm going to turn it into a travel site where each expanding panel is a destination and the separate work section becomes a place to explore locations one by one. The goal isn't to copy the visuals, it's to rebuild the experience and see how close we can get using this workflow. Here's the plan. We'll start by choosing a reference website for inspiration, which is this. Then I'll use Stitch to recreate the design, adjust the layout, and fine-tune the visuals. After that, we'll connect Stitch to AntiGravity and turn this into a real working website. Then I can convert the project into a proper WordPress theme inside AntiGravity itself, and finally activate that theme in WordPress so the site is live. Let's begin. Before touching any tools, it's important to understand what we're recreating. With sites like this, the magic is in the behavior of how the layout reacts and how responsive it feels. Basically, when you hover over the panels, they expand smoothly, and each panel plays a video inside it. It also feels dynamic and very immersive. The layout also includes a top drop-down menu and a notification bar on the left, which adds to the overall interface feel. Overall, it's a clean design with subtle but powerful interactions, perfect for recreating. So now let's jump into Stitch and start rebuilding this. Inside Stitch, click the plus icon. You'll see two options, upload images or provide a website URL. I'll paste the link to the reference website here. Next, I'll add my prompt. If you want to follow along, all the prompts used in this video are available in the description below. So make sure to copy and paste them. Before generating, make sure the web option is selected since we're building a website. Now hit generate and within seconds, Stitch produces the first version of the layout. Let's preview it. Honestly, this is pretty impressive for a first version. The structure is there, the layout is clean, and even the hover effects are working. But the first version is almost never the version you keep. This is where iteration comes in. Refine the prompt, adjust the spacing, tweak the colors, improve the typography, and generate again. Each change brings us closer to the design. Once that's done, let's improve the UI. I'll add a top menu bar. Nice, everything is starting to feel like a real production website. Now we push the interaction layer because this site works mainly because it reacts instantly. From here, let's push it further by replacing the static images with videos. We'll also modify the text so it changes dynamically when hovering over each panel. You usually won't get perfect results on your first attempt, so expect a few iterations. After refining the prompts, we finally land on something like this, which is much better. At this point, you start noticing the kind of issues that only show up once the interaction is working, like repetition. When every panel behaves the same and shows similar media, the site starts to feel fake. So the next step is making each panel feel distinct. So let's fix that by generating distinct videos for each panel. Now that the main experience feels right, we add the second mode because the reference site has that extra section that feels like a different screen entirely. This is important because it changes the site from a single interaction gimmick into a full interface with navigation and exploration. Again, this might take a few refinements, but after a couple of iterations, we get the final result. Let's preview the finished design. Everything looks clean and interactive. Perfect. Now that the design is ready, let's move into AntiGravity and turn this into a real working website. Before jumping into AntiGravity, the first step is to connect Switch to AntiGravity by setting up the MCP server. To begin, open Stitch and access the MCP documentation. From the settings page, generate an API key and copy it. We'll need it shortly. Next, open your AntiGravity IDE and navigate to the MCP server section. Open the configuration panel, paste the MCP server JSON file, and replace the API details with your own valid key or URL. Save the configuration and refresh to establish the connection. Once connected, confirm that the Stitch tools are visible. You can then list your Stitch projects and retrieve its screens. Using these designs, provide a simple prompt to generate a React website, allowing the system to automatically create components, structure, and assets. Click send, and within a few seconds, AntiGravity generates the exact screen we designed in Stitch. At this stage, you don't want to start redesigning. You want to keep changes small and deliberate. Fix the few things that always need human taste, then move on. At this point, only minor adjustments are needed. Things like replacing the placeholder images and adding a bit of the padding below the Alan Menken text. Next, let's add the secondary section. When this icon is clicked, the interface should switch to a different section, just like the version we created in Stitch. To achieve that, use the screen ID of the corresponding Stitch design and provide a prompt to generate the section. You typically won't get perfect results from a single prompt, so expect to run a few iterations until the layout and the behavior match your intended design. Once both sections are implemented, the next step is making the website responsive and mobile friendly. A layout like this needs to adapt cleanly across devices, especially on smaller screens. So instead of manually restructuring everything, we can simply provide a prompt describing the responsiveness we want. Click generate, and within a few seconds, AntiGravity gives us a mobile optimized version of the interface. Now, just like before, the first version is rarely the final version. So let's refine it, adjust spacing, fix alignment, and improve the placement of content so everything feels balanced and intentional on mobile. Once that's done, we now have proper responsiveness across devices. Now let's take a final look at the result. And that's essentially it. The website is now ready and functioning as expected. Since Stitch handled the design and structure, AntiGravity can generate the website much faster with significantly fewer interactions. Now, before we convert this into a WordPress theme, I want to talk to you about something important that a lot of you have asked about in my previous videos. Whenever you build with AI and tools like AntiGravity, the design can look insane, but the code underneath can be a little sloppy. Not always, but often enough that I don't take chances. One missing check, one weird script, one loophole you didn't notice, and suddenly your cool scroll site becomes a headache. So here's what I do on all of my websites. I install Malcare. Start with the free plan first. It gives you a basic firewall and malware scanning, so you're not completely exposed. But if you're putting this on a real domain or a client site, I genuinely recommend you to use the Protect plan. That's what I use because for about $60 a year, it gives you a stronger firewall layer, bot protection, and geo-blocking, so you can lock things down before the site ever becomes a target. Alright, with our security sorted, let's convert this into a theme and make the site live. Inside that AntiGravity agent, I give it a clear prompt and ask it to generate a complete WordPress theme structure. The agent creates a complete theme folder inside the project with all these files. Now, these are real WordPress theme files that are ready to install. Let's jump into WordPress. And from here, you have two options. You can either upload your theme as a zip file, which is quick and easy, or you can place the theme folder manually using a file manager. But I'll show you the manual method. It's the best way to really understand what's actually happening behind the scenes. By default, WordPress doesn't actually have a file manager. But don't worry, we can fix that in seconds. Just go to the Plugins tab and search for a file manager plugin. Then install and activate it. Once that's done, open the file manager from the menu, and inside you'll see a folder called WP Content. Open that and then go into Themes. This is basically where all your WordPress themes are stored. From here, you can either upload the theme folder you just created or drag and drop the files manually. Either way, it's really simple. So inside the themes folder, I can just right click and create a new folder and then give it a name. This will be your theme name. Once that's done, I can simply drag in all the files I downloaded, things like index.php, header.php, footer.php, and style.css. And that's it. At this point, WordPress already recognizes this as a valid theme. Now go to Appearance. You'll see the new theme you just created. You can just activate it, and that's all you need to do. As soon as the theme is activated, WordPress starts using it on the site. The design looks the same and the layout also feels the same. And if you want to learn how to speed up this website you just made to get a 90+ page speed score, then click here and watch this video.